The outlook on this young season for the Washington Commanders has been not so great, but also not so terrible when you look at the adversity that this team has had to deal with. Before the season starts, Terry McLaurin, there's a whole bunch of disputes, and it looked like it was going to be a much larger deal than really what it needed to be on his contract. And I understand the Commanders' point of view working from that front office to say this is a player that's a wide receiver, 30 years old. We're going to be giving him a significant amount of money for the long-term deal, and to maximize the rookie contract of Jaden Daniels, do we really want to sign McLaurin on this kind of deal? So I understand all of that, but still, you have Jaden Daniels. This is your first franchise quarterback since Robert Griffin III. Ever since then, and pretty much in Terry McLaurin's whole tenure as a Washington Commander, it's been a revolving door around quarterbacks. You've got quarterbacks going in, you got quarterbacks going out, starting backups, starting really non-starters. And so you really had to work out a deal for him, especially when you have Jaden Daniels, who's a young superstar quarterback. So congrats to the Commanders. They were finally able to work out something. He comes back to practice, and in week one, you dominate against the New York Giants. Everything's feeling all great, right? Now, week two, you've got the Green Bay Packers, who just got Micah Parsons off of that record-shattering deal and trade. And in that week, it was just bad all around. It was bad on the offense. It was bad on the defense. And then to make matters even worse, Jaden Daniels gets hurt. The status of his injury is up in the air. He's having to go a MRI on his knee. And it felt like everything was going to be crashing down, right? But then here steps in Marcus Mariota, who in the games that Jaden Daniels missed last year, Marcus Mariota did a very fantastic job, I would say. And in week three against the Las Vegas Raiders, it was very much of the same. Marcus Mariota steps in. The offense is looking high-powered. They're moving the ball up and down the field. In the red zone, they're converting for 6 and able to get into the end zone. They get a punt return for a touchdown by Jalen Lane. It was all fantastic for the Commanders in week 3. But then on Thursday before week 4, or just a couple of days before you're going to play the Atlanta Falcons in week 4, you get the news that Jaden Daniels is going to miss this game along with Terry McLaurin. And you're playing up against a Falcons team that the week before laid a goose egg up against the Carolina Panthers. And in week 4 for the Commanders, it was much like week 2. Not so great overall. They lose the game. The offense was still kept it competitive though. Like Marcus Mariota was able to move the ball and all such things like that. It's just that the defense really just didn't feel like they had any kind of energy or drive in that game. And it showed. Bijan Robinson was running up and down the field. Michael Penix was able to distribute the ball, and he distributed it to Drake London a lot. So in the games that Jaden Daniels has missed, you go 1-1. I feel like that's a pretty good split, and to go 1-1 in those games, especially missing your star quarterback. So as said, for the Washington Commanders, the adversity that they've dealt with, it's been not so great, but I feel like they've handled it just fine. We'll see what it looks like when Daniels does come back.